I think that's kind of something our country does wrong, is the slogan, the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is not a pursuit, it's not a goal, it's not a destination. It's something that you experience along the way. I think my mother's a reasonable person. It's hard to deny that she came from a very difficult position and rose up to the challenge and succeeded. To get to where she has gotten, it's undeniable. It's short of like Herculean. She lived in Soviet Russia, became an interpreter. She moved to the United States. So it's like she did it the official way. So there's a part of it where it's like she represents a side of living that, while I don't agree with it, it's possible. What really set it off was when I lived in the apartment. And there was nothing wrong with the apartment inherently. I love the roommates there. Like we're friends to this day. We have a very deep kinship. It's really just the feeling of like, here I am in a box that I have to owe to some asshole landlord. I'm never gonna own this thing. I'm never gonna grow. I don't have anything to build up from here. I was fantasizing about like running in the woods. I remember telling my roommates this. I remember saying like, I feel like I'm caged in. Like, I feel like this, it sounds corny, but it's like, I feel like there's like an animal inside that I can't keep within me. Like, I need to let it out. I just felt like I was living this lie, because it's like, oh, don't worry, eventually you'll get past this. But when? So I hang out with one of my buddies a lot. One day he was talking about like how he was running out of room in his apartment, and then this created impetus for this idea, like, what if we had this like hangout spot, this so-called clubhouse? And so so I was like, yeah, okay, do you got any suggestions? And he was like, well, there's literally this place. I found some places in North Haven, some places in Cheshire, but there's this place in Hamden right here where they're offering garage space. We started just brainstorming ideas. We were like, oh man, what if I built this kotatsu, in the back? What if, we had a gym here? What if we had like a bunch of computers? We had this like 70 plus inch TV. We can do like computer, work, or we can do like games on it. We could like decorate it with banners and stuff. And so like, what if, just the ideas started to flow out. There was also this thing in the back of my mind where I was like, well, I need a place to live. That'd be fucking sick, And so I decided to do that. We dubbed it the dojo. Ultimately, it kind of had this like philosophy behind it. It was a place to improve. It was a place to let loose and be free. So there were probably a handful of reasons why the plan ended up kind of petering out. It was a slow decay. The people that I had coordinated with for this garage were friends of mine, but weren't necessarily friends with each other. And I was hoping that we would kind of get along. But it just didn't work out that way. I think they were sort of stubborn-minded, kind of very, just different ideations, different visions, whatever, ideologies in life. And so, I didn't care. I just wanted to be here. So I kept hanging out. I'd say the first thing that hits the gut is just kind of like yet another thing that fails. Like, you just feel like there's this level of inevitability, or this kind of like, you can't help but just blame yourself, where it's like, of course, yet another a piece of incompetence to define my existence. Lovely.
The thing that I would want would be a very naive, um, it'd be a very naive thing because it would suppose that people wouldn't seek to supplant each other for some kind of darker goal. And I just want to change the system in a small bubble if I can. I don't want to change everybody. I don't want to change what they're doing. They can do what they want. There are always going to be people who are going to manipulate, who are going to corrupt, who are going to steal, who are going to be desperate. It's just this melting pot of misery, and we have to lie to ourselves that like this is good for us. But I just want to have that bubble, and I want it to be a place where people can just go to. I want to provide a place for my friends and family so that they don't have to suffer with the inanities and the mundanities of life. And maybe I'm approaching it from a foolish way, but I really want that life.
That hasn't had the proper tar put in. It's just the gravel.
If you are pursuing happiness, if it's over there, you can't get to happiness in between. It's over there. So then, before you even reach happiness, you have to suffer and you have to be miserable first. And then by the time you get to happiness, it's like, am I even happy anymore? Am I happy that I got there? No. What it is you live life as you live life true to yourself, and you live life as in the way that you see fit. And if you run into happiness along the way, enjoy it for the moment that it presents itself. Because it's a temporary feeling, it's fleeting. That's the point of it. But it's memorable. It lives with you. Like, if you make it a pursuit, then you're guaranteeing misery until you get there. Am I happy? I'm not going to say I'm happy, but I'm not going to say I'm sad either. I'm just kind of in this fine, neutral state. And I think that's where most people should be.
Cut.